The RTX 4060, one of the most hated GPUs out right now. But how well can this card even run games? How bad is it really? Well, it actually is a pretty good 1080p card. So if you already have one, don't let anybody make fun of you or hate on you or make you cry, because you'll be more than okay with the performance this card brings, as long as you're not thinking about the $300 price tag. That's why if you're at a position where you're contemplating about spending $300 on a GPU, this isn't the card that I nor most of the people online would say you should get. But let's just say that you already received this card, bought this card, you have no plans to return it. What now? Well, I'm gonna be building a PC out of my RTX 4060. I'm gonna show you guys what to expect with a card like this. To the lab! So I transformed this tiny portion of my room to be a PC building lab. But I do have a lot of parts here. Some of them I bought for the specific build, some of them I just had lying around, so I thought, hey, this would be a perfect opportunity to not waste it or have these just, collecting dust. Already collecting dust, but I do think a lot of these will work really well specifically for the 4060. By no means do you guys have to, follow me word for word or part for part. I will give you guys alternatives and I'll have links for these and alternatives in the description.
Now, starting with the CPU, I did go with the i5-12600K. You should go with the i5-12600KF because you're not gonna need the integrated graphics. But I needed the CPU for a video that's gonna go up about integrated graphics in 2025, but it's still a
phenomenal CPU, especially nowadays where you could buy it for under $150. But if you're gonna go with AMD, you could go either the AM5 route or the AM4 route. Either platform will be actually pretty good for the 4060.
If you're gonna go with AM4, the 5600X is actually a really great choice.
It's pretty affordable now. Don't let this shoot, it's not gonna be a really great upgradable path for you.
If you choose the AM5 route, Ryzen 5 7600 is probably the way to go. But going straight into the motherboard,
this is the B660M Pro RS from ASRock. I'm not planning to overclock anything except my RAM.
And I really don't need Wi-Fi because all of my gaming PCs are connected by Ethernet. But if one or both of these things are important to you, then I will have alternatives in the description and also have AM4 and AM5 motherboards as well.
For the RAM, DDR4, I went with the Trident Z RGB to add a little flair to my build. I'm gonna have a little bit of RGB here, which is gonna be really nice. And this goes up to 3200 mega transfer per second at a 16 gigabyte capacity.
DDR4 RAMs got super inexpensive lately, so you can pick these up. These are $30 for a Team Group T-Force Vulcan, or you can go with the $40 pack of Corsair Vengeance. It's really up to you. For the CPU cooler, I originally was gonna go with this Aorus AIO, but I realized while building the PC that the LG 1700 backplate wasn't compatible with this one. It's just an issue that you run into when you're not organized with extra parts, but I had an extra AIO that the backplate was actually for. But honestly, you don't need anything fancy in terms of CPU coolers for this build. If you want to go straight into budget, you could look at the ID Cooling SC226XT Black. I mean, a lot of people really like it. It's $50, or budget AIO is the Thermal Right Frozen Prison 360 RGB.
Storage is really up to you since you're not going to be creating content with this anyways. You don't need a fast SSD, but I did go with the 990 EVO Plus from Samsung. This was on sale, but for budget builds anyways, I typically go with Crucial because, they have one of the best price to performance ratio out there. I do prefer having two SSDs, one for your OS, like 250 to 500 gigabytes, and then the rest for a second one for your games, but budget build, budget mindset. Now, this case right here is actually banned in the US. It's a deep cool one. As you guys know, these are not available for sale ever since our government banned them. You probably can't buy it if you're in the US, so some other alternatives that you could go with. For a budget build, the Lian Li 83M ATX is solid. It's $70. It looks very clean. You can watch Gamers Nexus video about that. It has really good reviews. If you want glass panel and you want to spend a little extra, the Corsair 2500X is a nice looking case as well.
Now I am attaching the AIO's radiator to the front panel since that's the only place this case can actually fit a 360mm AIO. And this is okay to do as long as you keep the orientation like this model right here. But finally, our RTX 4060 can be plugged in and secured, but do not worry about the cable management just yet. Just know we're pretty much done with the building part.
Now, somehow, the PC runs. Now, before I do most of the cable management, I want to make sure that the PC actually boots, because sometimes you could have put the wrong thing in the wrong socket. But now that I know that it actually functions, I have to turn it off, download Windows, update my BIOS. You guys know how to do that, right? If not, this is how you do it really fast. Okay, now that the PC works, we need to do two things: update BIOS and then install Windows. Let's try to figure out how to do the BIOS first. Now, you're gonna need an extra flash drive for this, maybe two. For Windows and the BIOS update, you could combine it together, or you could have it separately. That's what I'm doing. Now, we're using the ASRock B660M Pro RS. You just gotta Google that real quick. Then you find their official website. In the product overview, click support, and then you're gonna see the button BIOS.
Then click global to download the zip file, make sure it's the most up-to-date version, and then go ahead and find the file and extract it into your USB.
Now, to download Windows Installer, it's really easy. All you have to do is go to their website
and just find the Create Windows 11 installation media and you'll be done. Like, just follow the steps.
So now that we have the flash drive, we put it in your new computer, turn it on. For this specific motherboard, we just go to Instant Flash. It would automatically find that file. And during the step, don't move. Don't even touch anything. Put your feet away from the carpet. If for any reason your computer shuts down during this process, you are absolutely
cooked. Yeah, we are absolutely cooked, chat.
During this time, what I like to do is just play games on my phone. TCG, the trading card game, Pocket, all free. Now that we have our USB with the Windows installer on, we just wait and it'll automatically boot with the Windows installer. It's been around 30 minutes clicking yes, yes, no, 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 yes, yes. Okay, so now that everything is done, we can now go into our BIOS to enable our XMP profile. Our BIOS is over here. I'm gonna have to move my neck a little bit. Oh, my RAM clock speed goes up to 3200. Let's just click XMP profile. We can already see that it's 3200 right here. Perfect. So let's check out how this PC performs with 3 different games. We're gonna play Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, and Cyberpunk. Yeah, so far so good. It's around 184 at the moment. It's not anything crazy, but it's very playable. Next up is Marvel Rivals, and it's gonna be all on low settings. So we're running this game at around 180 FPS. Pretty solid. Granted, we do have frame generation on, which I typically don't like having on for competitive games, but for now we're just gonna have to deal with it. It's not much we can do at this point. Dude, and finally, the hardest game to run is gonna be Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, we have to do this game because, I mean, still, this is one of the hardest games to run. We're gonna be playing on the quick preset, Ray Tracing Low. And we are running this game at around 80 FPS, 80 to 85. So would I ever recommend anyone the RTX 4060? No. Like, there's just no scenario where you should pick this GPU over all the competitors out there. The new Intel Arc GPUs are having phenomenal reviews, but if you already have a 4060, relax, it's all good. You could game on that perfectly fine. This GPU could still run games at 1080p with no problem. If I'm not lazy, this should be the first video of the new year. As long as CES hasn't happened yet, this will be the first video. But Happy New Year. I'm really excited for all the tech splits coming out. I'll be in CES from the 6th to the 10th. If anyone want to say hi, let me know. But if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments, and thank you for a great 2024.